This is the quarter scale VOLKS Asuka, or Asuka. You know, I like Asuka myself, but I think it's Asuka. You know, I like the EVA series and everything. I'm more of a fan of redheads. So anyway, so this is part number FG6362. And I believe they still have one in stock over there. And I paid for express shipping. You know, and I was actually just hung out over on the E20 forum. And a couple people are having issues, especially here in the States, about they'll get the update of that it's been received in China as the post, and then nothing after that. You know, guys, I think a lot of that has to do with our own wonderful post system. This, I had the update of, now, this was actually ordered, I want to say, actually last weekend. It shipped on our Wednesday, I want to say, our Wednesday or Thursday, and it arrived today, which is now Saturday. Approximately 48 hours in shipping, somewhere in there. You know, and I always tell you guys, or try and tell you, if you can afford the couple extra dollars, pay for express shipping. It'll get there safe, it'll get there faster, and you don't have to worry about it. Some guys have been waiting, like, I don't know, I think I saw one person like 9 weeks waiting for their shipment to come in. Another one, it's been like 4 weeks, and they were shipped by just air. So, you know, if you can, especially if it's got some fragile parts and stuff, go ahead and get this. Let me come back in just a second and we'll do a full overview. Alright, so I'm back. I had to scooch the cat out of here, see the wife off, and so let's finish this up. So it comes with, of course, the stock photo, 2 sheets of paper. Let me see if I can do this. And as usual, you know, not the greatest photocopies, but it gives you an idea. So this one just got the one side on it. This one's got 2 sides, all the hair pieces, and she does have a lot of hair. This is just the hair. And then on the other side, the rest of the body parts. But no actual instructions on where everything goes. But luckily with things like this, there's minimal parts. They're big enough. It's pretty easy to figure out. Okay, so there's that. And I actually haven't been through this, so hopefully nothing's broken. So let's peel off. Nice foam cover on there. We get their new packaging with everything in little pockets, which is kind of cool. Looks like brass caps. So we've got that one. What do we got? Oh, it looks like they did it pretty good. They wrapped each one of these sheets in bubble wrap. So, and then here in a minute, I'm going to pop all these pieces out and lay them all out so you guys can see them, or so I can see them. Alright, so there's one packet of bubble wrap gone, another sheet of hair. Looks like they did pretty good on keeping the pieces on here. We'll look at the head and see if it's labeled too. Let's see, we got F, A, D. So that's kind of cool. That'll make it a lot easier to get everything together, figure out where it's going to go. Now, I think it's funny with kits from E20. I can actually tell who their casters are by the color of the resin. I don't know if you can see it better further away than you can. It kind of has a peachy tone to it, where like the Ren pieces, they're more like stark white. And I've noticed on a lot of the larger scale figures that they use the same caster for the larger scale, and they seem to do a pretty good job of it. So there's the main body. I can't really tell until I get them all out of the arms, top of the head. Here's the face. Pop that out real quick because I saw something. It won't really show through the bag. Hands, fingers, they're really well done. The resin actually has a nice texture to it. I don't see any of the catching reflections. I don't see any of the pot marks and things like that. This is really well done, and that's pretty big. I think I got some change up over here. See if I can keep from knocking everything off my shelf here. Okay, so let's see if I can do this. So we've got an average US quarter and her head. So that's a pretty good size. This is what I saw. So sculpted by Akuma Kuramoto, 7/2010. That's kind of cool. I'm surprised that sometimes when they recasting or do castings on this, if it's not the original manufacturer, they'll actually like putty over those to cover that up to keep from getting in trouble. And the nice long legs. I think, let's see here. The legs themselves are about, I want to say 24 centimeters, so about 9 inches by themselves. And let's see what we got wrapped in bubble wrap here. Looks like the back panel with the number 2. Nice and crisp. And if I can pull it off, I actually want to get this sucker all pinned up and everything this afternoon. Unwrap, 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 unwrap. Looks like another piece of hair. Unwrap, unwrap, unwrap. You know, I'd rather have it really well wrapped than really bad wraps. And you know, I actually haven't seen any broken hair pieces. I haven't seen any bubbles or blebs in the casting. I'm really happy. So I'm going to pause this again. I'm actually going to take everything out of the wrappers, lay it out nice and flat so you guys can see everything. I will be back. Okay guys, so here's an overview of all the parts after I pulled them out of the packaging. If I can get back far enough. Like I said, there is a lot of hair. Just when I thought I'd finished unpacking some, there was some more. So I kind of went over the hair, and the hair all looks like it was cast perfectly. There was a couple flaws with some pieces. You've got, you can see that's pretty thin. No actual casting flaws though, just really thin on that. Maybe too dark. It actually has like a mesh texture to it. But you can kind of see it's wavery in there, so I may end up just replacing that. I've got some really fine mesh doing that. The hands look great. They did a great job of putting the seam line right along where this texture is on both sides, so there's not really any seam to be found on either hand. Let's see. The biggest flaws that I ended up finding on here, a little bit of seam overlap there, not too bad. There's a little blebbing in there. That can be cleaned up pretty easy. Right there, if it'll focus in on it, you can see the zipper, and then there's a little resin that's in there that just annihilated the zipper thing. So I think I might be able to scribe that out and re-put in the details on there. Let's see, for the arms, whoever did this, you know, when they were going along and pre-sanding before they packaged it off, they went a little overboard on there, and that's actually kind of flat, so we're going to have to fix that. You can actually see on here how much of a lip there is, how offset it was. So on here I circled those. It looked like there was a couple pinholes, and they just dabbed it with some super glue. Another flat spot right here where my thumb is. There's actually a few flat spots on here, and that's just from the mold being offset and them going a little crazy when they were trying to clean that up and cover that up. Again, casting flaw on that. Most of the overset that's in here is right there. We'll get that taken care of. A little bit right there and around, not that big of a deal. Some easy sand up. The rest, all the small pieces, came out great. The one clear piece, and I was kind of confused because I tried sticking the head on here on the body, and it wouldn't fit, and then I realized there's this that goes in like so. Some of the worst, you've got a big dimple in there. Of course, I've already circled it. You can kind of see the flatness from when they over sanded. This one's not too bad, easily fixable. You know, I'll have to look at. Let's see. I don't think there's anything that goes into there. But they went a little overboard with the grinding and got into some of the detail. Again, not that big of a deal. Pretty easily fixed. So that's about it, guys. Other than that, I am super stoked on this. I'm going to throw this in a bath and kind of start going over it, cleaning off some of the pour spouts, and hopefully later tonight I'll have a test fitting for you guys. One of the things, and I already had them, and is she's got the plugs on there, and these are what they send with them. They're okay, but they're just based off of these, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and use these. So anyway, that's it for this one. Stay tuned. Hopefully here in a couple hours I'll have these pretty much cleaned up and ready to start fitting together. I'll talk to you guys in a bit.